Hi, we are about to get started live streaming. I'm just making sure that people are able to log in. Okay, and we're starting to go live. Hi, for those of you who do not know me yet, welcome. I am Shauna, and I'm glad you came because I have information worth spreading and I want to reach as many people as possible. So I'm doing this all for free. All I ask is that if you enjoy this or find it helpful, you share it with the people that you love, or even the people you don't love. Very often, the people that need love the most can be very difficult to love. There's no magic pill to happiness or getting rich. Which, by the way, money does not create happiness. You cannot just think yourself positive with the laws of attraction, read a book, listen to a song, take plant medicine to change your life. Sorry for anyone that was hoping it would be this easy. However, you can do some hard work, which includes these things: to recover from trauma, heal your emotional wounds, rewire your brain, gain a connection to your higher purpose, and set yourself on a path to be able to manifest what you want and desire in life. So many people put effort into being the person that they think the world will accept. Instead, you need to accept your true essence. Wanting approval from others will never make you happy. I am here to tell you about my healing journey, from misery to happiness, and show you how to do the same. In October, my brain stopped functioning due to some medical complications related to a traumatic brain injury I got about 8 years ago. Let me back up for a second. Yes, about 8 years ago, I was attacked by a psychiatric patient at a group home that I was the clinical director of. After being attacked by this full fiberglass cast arm, I did everything wrong by getting back up, being struck 2 more times, and then jumping up to restrain her. As others called for an ambulance, I was running around making phone calls, not aware how much damage I had incurred. In fact, my brain was not only bobbling around in my skull, but it was actually bleeding, which I did not find out for another 48 hours. Ultimately, I was practically homebound for 3 years with CNAs caring for me daily. After a great deal of treatment, including about 300 neurofeedback sessions, I was able to return to work in about 5 years. However, I was far from being fully recovered. I was so exhausted from working that I could barely stand up upon getting home. I often could not make dinner or change my clothes for bed. I typically passed out in my work clothes upon getting home and used the weekend to catch up on the 14 hours, yes, 14 hours per day of sleep my body craved. In fact, I became so depressed that I had detailed a plan how and when I would end my own life to stop the suffering, since I was barely existing and I had no joy or pleasure in life. So back to October of 2023, when my brain literally shut down. I got fancy brain scans at Dr. Daniel Amen's clinic and discovered not only did I have brain damage similar to an NFL player, but I had even more significant brain damage from emotional trauma. I was shocked to realize that my past was so traumatic that it was visible on my brain. So I went full force ahead in recovery. I saw an amazing psychologist 3 days a week who used Reiki. I went to acupuncture 3 times a week. Twice a week, I endured very deep tissue, painful massages, which brought tears to my eyes every time. I began to use healing frequencies, went to sound baths, did shamanic journeying, and I journaled and sat with my traumas and my pain through the phases of forgiveness. What I really did was clear away all the negative energy that was preventing me from seeing how to help myself. Through these processes, with meditation and traditional therapy, I started to feel clearer, happier, more alive, and more at peace than ever before. I also lost about 20 pounds, reduced my need for sleep in half, stopped emotional eating, and reduced medication for depression. As I investigated energy healing, I scheduled a trip to a yoga retreat in Costa Rica. While I was there, I had remarkable experiences that I cannot explain. I've always been spiritual and believed in a higher power, but I discovered that we actually all have one collective consciousness with incredible wisdom to heal ourselves. This is not a new age idea that I stumbled upon. Not at all. These are the oldest healing principles in the world. Shamans have been around for as far back as we can date. People have been using meditation for thousands of years, and we're still practicing it today because it works. In fact, with our recent technology and medical advances, we've been able to study the brains of people who meditate. And scientific studies show that not only does meditation lower our blood pressure, lower our heart rate, our stress hormones, and inflammation, but it actually helps decrease the part of the brain that reacts to impulses and makes the planning and thinking rational part of the brain larger. Before the age of modern medicine that manages illnesses, people lived more natural lifestyles and ate in ways that were in tune with Mother Nature, and we were less sick. Sound healing was used in traditional Chinese medicine, in the ancient art of Ayurvedic traditions, throughout the Americas by shamans, in African cultures all over the continent, in ancient Judaism, and so many more religions and traditions, all use sound healing. How did all of these separate, unconnected groups with different languages and customs discover the same vibrations and frequencies thousands of years ago? because someone within that culture knew the secret and was trying to help others gain those tools. I am here today to help share those tools again with the world. The World Health Organization estimates about 300 million people in the world suffer from depression. In the US alone, there's about 4,000 suicide attempts per day just by high schoolers. People do not fake being happy, they fake being depressed. You have no idea who in your life right now might be thinking of depression or ending their life. We have a global epidemic that needs affordable, practical, and effective solutions worldwide. This is my call to action to share this information with as many people as you can. Did you know that expressive body movement and sound was repressed for hundreds of years? Yes, dancing and chanting were seen by the early church as events of possession, and people were prohibited from free-form dancing all over the world, including African drumming. This occurred until as recently as the movie Footloose, which discusses this. This fear of instinctual expression has carried over and caused many old forms of healing to be repressed. Luckily, in parts of the world, these traditions are still practiced, and we can learn from them. The ancient wisdom that our ancestors knew and used is still used in places today because it works, and it helps people open their eyes to a spiritual awakening, happiness, and knowledge. So, who am I to have the background to talk about emotional healing? I'm a psychiatric clinician with about 2 decades of experience working in psychiatric hospitals, emergency departments, residentials, and schools. I have sat with thousands of people who wanted to end their life or who had just attempted. I understand the universal concept of suffering, and I am here to tell you, you don't need to live like this anymore. I am only at the infancy of this wisdom, and I have so much more to learn. But I want to show others all over the world how to learn this and heal themselves. Don't take my word for it. Ancient Greek, Roman, and Egyptian philosophers all over knew this and wrote about it. Nikola Tesla said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Can you explain how a telephone works, or live TV, or how you have the power of a computer and the internet in the palm of your hand? Well, I can't explain it, but I know it has something to do with energy. So I look to those who are much wiser and more knowledgeable than me. Albert Einstein said, "Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another." Albert Einstein also said, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it." Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Thank you, Einstein, for that information. So, in 2005, physicist Stephen Hawking said, "Evolution has ensured that our brains just aren't equipped to visualize 11 dimensions directly. However, from a purely mathematical point of view, it's just as easy to think in 11 dimensions as it is to think in 3 or 4. There's an entire area of advanced science and mathematics dedicated to this, called quantum mechanics. which believes that energy flows through everything in the universe, causing vibrations, and that the electromagnetic energy can be emitted or absorbed. Much of these theories have been proven. Have you ever felt a shock from a carpet or a blanket? That is simply energy. You cannot see it, smell it, or touch it until it touches you. But it's something, and it's there because you felt it. We know that human brains function due to electric neurons that send chemical signals. Why would our brains and bodies function so differently than the rest of the universe? Humans have yet to understand how much of the human body functions. How could we possibly explain how the universe works? So let me tell you about some quantum physics I recently experienced, although I still see them as miracles existing in dimensions that I cannot comprehend. On my trip to Costa Rica, I was on a horse that I connected very much with spiritually. As we were about to turn around and go back, my horse, which was the horse used for people who have never been on a horse before, which I have about a dozen times, started to run in the other direction. The owners of the company didn't understand what was happening and could not stop him. He kept running down the beach and then stopped at a tree. I was speechless. This was a very long beach, several miles, all with dead-looking trees on the end of the back of the beach. They all looked the same, except for this one spot. This one spot I was in yesterday. This one spot was different because somebody had taken multiple trees and branches and built almost a teepee and a place to sit. And there was little wood looking stools that were all natural, made of the trees from around. This is the spot this horse ran to. I could not believe it. Then we continued on the trip, and I had secretly wanted to go swimming on the horseback riding trip, but I had asked at my hotel if I could do this. And they said, no, you're not going to be able to go horseback riding. So I did not bring my bathing suit. However, I'm continuing on this horse. The next thing I know, he sort of gently tosses me on the ground. I couldn't understand why this was. And then the lady from the company said, oh, you're hurt. Are you okay? Why don't you go in the ocean and wash yourself off? So I decided to do that. So I did ultimately go swimming. But what the gift was that he gave me was the gift to find out about healing abilities that we all innately have. As I got back to my hotel and I saw an energy worker, I asked her to put her hands on me in the area that it hurt. And she did. Next, I was in the pool rubbing that area that hurt, and it was feeling so much better. It was feeling so much better that I really didn't think it was much of an issue. And I had some knots or pain in my back, and I was able to actually physically squeeze them out. And I felt like, wow, whatever energy she gave me, I'm able to create some healing. So I continued on my trip. I went snorkeling. I walked around. I did yoga. In fact, one night when I did a ceremony and I had my backpack with me and near me, I woke up in the morning and emptied my backpack. And in it was this small little stone. Looks like nothing, but it's an amethyst crystal. We did the ceremony outdoors sort of in the middle of nowhere, on the ground. It was just dirt. This was in the bottom of my bag. To this day, I can't explain how that got there or why, but I know that it somehow came to me. So then I travel back. I had quite an ordeal on the plane, but I travel back, and the next morning I go to urgent care because I had some massive cuts, and I did fall off a horse and hurt myself a bit. So the doctor insisted on taking an x-ray. He took an x-ray, and the doctor and the radiologist looked at it and said there was a small fraction on the top of my femur bone, and I needed to see an orthopedic. So I agreed. The doctor sent an urgent referral to an orthopedic for me to see them hopefully that day or the next. That orthopedic secretary called me back later that day and said that the orthopedic doctor had just gotten out of surgery and had looked at my x-ray. And because of that fraction, because of the location and where it was, I needed to do more imaging immediately because I might need emergency surgery to put a metal plate in to keep it from slipping. So I didn't really want to go. I wasn't really in that much pain. So I waited till the next morning, and I went to the ER when it was slow. About 24 hours later, they took another x-ray. That fracture was not there. I can't explain that. It wasn't there. There was 2 other fractures right nearby on my hip and inside the joint of where my leg and my hip meet. 2 fractures that should have been really, really painful. Although they weren't. I had been walking around on them for a week and a half. So they took a CAT scan and an MRI, and then they sent me on my way to see the orthopedic outpatient because they said, since I'm not in that much pain, I can see the orthopedic. Before I left, I had the orthopedic in the emergency department that had reviewed my x-ray from that day, which was April 20th, and had reviewed my CAT scan. I had her look at my x-ray from the day before, from April 19th, and said, they told me there was a fracture. She said, there is. I can see it on this x-ray, but I don't see it on today's x-ray. Next, I went to the orthopedic outpatient doctor, and he looked at my scans and said, I don't understand. I don't understand how you're, 1, now not in more pain, and 2, how you didn't cause more damage, how you walked around on that for a week and a half and didn't create more damage. You must have healed yourself. Not really the right thing to say to me because I'd been getting all these weird messages around that. So that is just parts of my story. So this is how it came to me that the happiness period was given to me. It's a combination of progressive psychotherapy techniques with the ancient wisdom of the universe. I've been given the gift of emotional healing by a power that I cannot explain, and it's come through me as the happiness period. I have been given hundreds of pages on this, and I will make it all free and available to everyone on the internet as soon as I have it done. There are 7 steps to the pyramid. I personally am just at the very, very beginning of step 6. There is no top to this pyramid, and that is because the top part is beyond anything that we can comprehend. I know a little bit more than I'm giving right now, and I'm trying to write those details down and get them available. But the first vital step for everyone to master before they can move up the steps is the foundation. That's where this world needs to start. The foundation is a different outline than the other parts. I myself had put into the computer a one-color pyramid that was typical. Next, I knew the computer changed my typical pyramid, made the bottom part, the foundation, different, cut off the top portion, and sitting in front of my screen was something that I did not create. I cannot explain that. But now I understand why it did those things. The colors and the steps just came to me, just flowed through my body as I was typing. And then I look and see that each of the steps correspond with the chakras. Who could have known? I had no idea. This was just amazing. This is an amazing gift. The foundation is where we all need to start. This includes developing a sense of connection and belonging. Most people will need to focus on understanding the misery trap and how to stop intrusive negative thoughts. This will all be provided on the how-to. The foundation also includes taking care of your body with proper eating, sleeping, exercising, and sunlight. Most importantly, you need to become connected and grounded in your own body to stay present. This can be achieved by connecting with the rhythms of nature, understanding energy and vibrations. I will be back soon to share more about the foundation and developing your foundation and the other 6 steps. And for now, for the people that are here live, I'm going to do a very brief exercise on mindfulness. I want you to get comfortable, find a comfortable seat, maybe dim the lights, and try to close your eyes or focus on a spot on the ground, on the floor without moving them. Take a moment to get comfortable and relaxed. As I begin, start to breathe in and out. Relax. Notice your body and the noises around you. Notice when your mind starts to wander and label that thought or feeling without being hard on yourself. Then bring your attention back to your anchor, the part of your body you can feel your breath. Imagine each breath going out is filled with the stress and the tension as a dark smoke coming out each time you breathe out. Each breath in, imagine bringing in peace and calmness with a bright light. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings without judging them, and aware of any distractions. It's all okay. It's all part of the universe. Now you are aware, your thoughts may slow down as you breathe in and out. In and out. Take 3 more of these deep breaths as you imagine the tension flowing out as smoke and sun and light coming in with each in-breath. As you breathe in and out, imagine yourself floating up into the sky, into the night sky and the emptiness. Imagine yourself in this stillness, calmness, and emptiness. This is a safe space. Accept this spot of nothing and no problems. Relax in this space. As you look from the perspective of the universe, we are tiny with even tinier problems. Now, as you breathe in and out, bring your hand to your heart, noticing anything that is not for your best intentions. As the winds of change blow through you and blows out all the negative energy until you are clear. The wind blows out all the negative emotions from your body and from your reality. Consider being open and accepting all the benefits that this wind can provide. Allow the possibility to release everything you hold, good or bad, to the winds to help yourself stay in the present moment with clear perceptions. Anything standing in the way of your optimal being or your full potential of peace, joy, and happiness will be blown out by the wind. The wind clears out the mental body, all old thought patterns, any looping thought patterns, any intrusive thoughts, all limiting beliefs and paradigms that are not serving your highest good. The wind of change has a large gust that blows through and takes away your old way of perceiving the world and only allows things for your highest good. Fire burns off any other negative energy that does not belong to you or does not serve your highest good. Any last negative thoughts, emotions, sensations, or patterns are burned by the fire, and the smoke is sucked into the black hole, taking them away forever. Water washes through your body for a fresh cleanse. As the water gushes through, it collects any old stuck emotions and flows away from your body with the water. As you connect to the earth for growth and improvement, Mother Earth absorbs away any conditions that hold on to any negative energy, and you can release them to the earth. Now that all the negativity has been removed, you begin to feel the warm sunlight on your face. The sun begins to fill your body with light and love. This warm sun brings peace, happiness, and a sense of calm and safe. All positive energy comes into your heart and spreads around your body, swirling up from your toes to your legs, all the way up down your arms, through your stomach and your chest, and your heart and your throat, your head and your face, and up to the crown of your head. Take a mental note of this place you are. Take a note of this feeling. This is a safe space, a space that can clear you, a space that you can come back to anytime you want or need. All you need to do is take a few deep breaths and let your mind travel back up to its higher purpose in this space. May this peace be with you forever and always, and may you share this with as many as you can. As you feel ready, you can come back down to earth, back down to the seat that you're in. Start to notice your body. Notice the chair. Notice your feet on the ground. And notice your sense of peace. That is it for today. You can open your eyes when you're ready. You also do not have to. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.